Imagine a scale that measures human consciousness, where each level represents a different frequency of energy and understanding. In Power versus Force, The Hidden Determinants of Human Behavior, David R. Hawkins, a psychiatrist and spiritual teacher, introduces a groundbreaking view of human behavior and consciousness. Hawkins posits that all human emotions, actions, and motivations can be mapped on a spectrum, ranging from low-energy states like shame and fear to higher frequencies of love, peace, and enlightenment. Through this lens, he distinguishes between two ways of achieving goals: force, which uses control and domination, and power, which emanates naturally from higher consciousness and inner integrity. Hawkins' work suggests that true influence and fulfillment arise from aligning with higher levels of consciousness. The essence, 80/20, the scale of consciousness. Hawkins introduces a map of consciousness, a scale from 1 to 1000 that categorizes human emotions and states of being. Lower levels, like shame, guilt, and fear, are low-energy states associated with force, and are often ineffective or destructive. Higher levels, such as love, joy, and peace, are associated with power, and naturally attract positive outcomes. According to Hawkins, each level represents a different frequency, influencing our perception and interactions with the world. Force versus power. Hawkins makes a clear distinction between force and power. Force, associated with lower consciousness levels, seeks control, coercion, and manipulation. It tends to be draining and unsustainable. Power, in contrast, aligns with truth, authenticity, and integrity, requiring no external validation or dominance. It is effortless, self-sustaining, and resilient, allowing individuals to create lasting, positive impacts without exerting forceful energy. The calibration of truth. Hawkins suggests that truth exists at higher consciousness levels and can be measured using a technique he calls kinesiology, or muscle testing. According to Hawkins, human bodies react differently to truth versus falsehood, allowing people to gauge the truthfulness of statements or ideas. This technique forms the basis of his calibration system, enabling him to assign levels to emotions, ideas, and even historical figures, all of which align with his scale of consciousness. Energy fields and human interactions. Hawkins argues that each level of consciousness emits a distinct energy field, which influences not only the individual but those around them. People operating at higher levels of consciousness uplift and inspire others, while those at lower levels tend to drain energy and perpetuate conflict. By raising one's level of consciousness, Hawkins suggests that individuals can positively impact their environment and relationships, creating a ripple effect that contributes to a more harmonious world. The path to higher consciousness. Hawkins provides guidance for individuals seeking to elevate their consciousness. Key practices include honesty, compassion, forgiveness, and meditation. As individuals let go of anger, resentment, and attachment to lower-level emotions, they gradually align with higher states of consciousness, experiencing greater peace and fulfillment. Hawkins emphasizes that this journey is an inner transformation, where individuals transcend the ego's need for control and connect with a higher self rooted in love and truth. The action plan: cultivate awareness at consciousness levels. Start by becoming aware of your own emotional states and the energy levels associated with them. Recognize when you are operating from lower levels, fear, anger, pride, and consciously choose to elevate your state through practices like gratitude, self-reflection, and mindfulness. Understanding your current level on Hawkins' scale can help guide you toward growth. Choose power over force. Embrace approaches that align with inner power rather than control or manipulation. For example, in difficult situations, focus on solutions rooted in authenticity and integrity rather than exerting forceful influence. When communicating, strive for honesty, empathy, and respect, which foster cooperation and create a positive environment. Use inner integrity to guide actions. Make a conscious commitment to truth and integrity in all areas of life. According to Hawkins, aligning with truth attracts more power and higher consciousness. This means being honest with yourself and others, following through on commitments, and seeking clarity in all interactions. Cultivate a mindset of sincerity and openness, as these are key to aligning with higher levels of consciousness. Practice forgiveness and letting go. Work on releasing attachment to negative emotions and grudges, as these anchor you to lower consciousness levels. Practice forgiveness and compassion toward yourself and others, as holding on to resentment keeps you trapped in lower states of force. By letting go, you open yourself to higher states of peace and joy. Engage in practices that elevate consciousness. Incorporate meditation, gratitude, and reflection into your daily routine to cultivate high energy states. Hawkins emphasizes that practices like meditation can help individuals transcend the ego, quiet the mind, and connect with deeper levels of consciousness. Regularly engaging in these practices helps reinforce alignment with power over force. Blind spot. One potential critique of Hawkins' framework is its reliance on muscle testing to calibrate truth and consciousness levels, a method that is scientifically controversial and lacks empirical validation. While Hawkins' insights into consciousness and energy fields resonate with many readers, others may find his methods unconvincing or subjective. Additionally, the strict hierarchy of consciousness levels may overlook the complexity of human emotions, where people can experience a range of emotions and motivations simultaneously. Connected Knowledge, The Power of Now, by Eckhart Tolle's book explores the importance of presence, consciousness, and inner peace, echoing Hawkins' focus on transcending the ego. Tolle's approach to higher consciousness through mindfulness and detachment complements Hawkins' emphasis on power and authenticity. The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, by Stephen R. Covey. Covey's focus on principles like integrity, empathy, and proactive behavior aligns well with Hawkins' ideas of power versus force. Covey's practical steps for personal growth reinforce the importance of aligning actions with higher values and consciousness. The Untethered Soul, by Michael A. Singer. Singer's exploration of the self and inner freedom aligns with Hawkins' approach to letting go of lower emotions and achieving higher consciousness. His work provides additional tools for self-awareness and emotional release, which support Hawkins' path to elevated consciousness. Let's explore how to apply David R. Hawkins' concepts from power versus force to specific areas of life, including relationships, work, and personal development. Applying Hawkins' concepts to relationships. Cultivate relationships based on authenticity and power. Hawkins emphasizes that power is rooted in truth, integrity, and inner strength, while force relies on control and manipulation. In relationships, this means creating connections based on honesty and respect, rather than trying to control or fix others. Practice transparent communication, allowing others to express themselves freely without judgment or coercion. Building relationships based on mutual understanding and acceptance fosters trust and deepens connections. Elevate your emotional energy in conflicts. Conflicts often trigger lower-level emotions like anger, pride, or resentment. Hawkins' scale of consciousness suggests that these emotions are based on force and will drain both parties. Instead, aim to approach conflicts from higher consciousness levels such as courage, understanding, and forgiveness. By practicing empathy, you bring a more elevated energy into the situation, making it easier to resolve disagreements peacefully. Practice letting go and forgiveness. Holding on to resentment or disappointment anchors relationships at a low energy state. Hawkins emphasizes the importance of forgiveness as a way to release yourself from these emotional burdens. Regularly practice letting go of grievances, as this liberates your energy and allows relationships to evolve. Forgiveness doesn't mean ignoring boundaries, but rather releasing the emotional weight that holds you back. Seek connections with high consciousness individuals. Surrounding yourself with people who operate at higher consciousness levels, love, acceptance, integrity, creates a positive energy field that enhances your growth. Seek relationships with individuals who align with these values and inspire you to elevate your consciousness. While it's not always possible to avoid negative people, engaging with supportive, high-energy individuals will help you maintain a sense of empowerment and peace. Applying Hawkins' concepts to work. Prioritize integrity and authenticity in professional interactions. At work, integrity builds real influence, while forceful tactics only create temporary compliance. Approach tasks and interactions with a commitment to honesty, transparency, and professionalism. For example, be truthful in client relations, set clear expectations, and follow through on promises. Operating from a place of integrity aligns you with higher consciousness, which, according to Hawkins, attracts respect and trust. Focus on purpose and contribution over ego-driven goals. Pursuing work with the mindset of contribution, rather than ego-driven ambition, creates sustainable power. Hawkins suggests that true power comes from selfless service and alignment with a higher purpose. In work, this means setting goals that benefit others as well as yourself. Instead of focusing solely on external rewards or recognition, find purpose in your work by contributing meaningfully, whether that's helping others, creating value, or solving real-world problems. Use higher consciousness practices to foster positive team dynamics in team settings. Aim to operate from emotions associated with higher consciousness, empathy, courage, acceptance, and cooperation. For example, if a colleague is struggling, offer support and encouragement rather than criticism. Promote open communication and approach differences with curiosity instead of judgment. By elevating your emotional energy, you create a positive team atmosphere that encourages collaboration and productivity. Handle challenges with calm and resilience. In professional life, challenges are inevitable. Rather than reacting with lower energy emotions like fear or frustration, aim to handle setbacks with resilience, patience, and a problem-solving mindset. According to Hawkins, these higher-level responses create power and foster creative solutions. Approach obstacles as opportunities to learn and grow, rather than sources of stress, and stay grounded in solutions rather than blame. Applying Hawkins' concepts to personal development, self-awareness and monitoring consciousness levels. Hawkins' map of consciousness offers a guide for self-awareness by identifying the energy levels at which you typically operate. Regularly monitor your emotional state to recognize when you're experiencing lower energy emotions like frustration or anxiety. Acknowledge these emotions without judgment, then use practices such as meditation or journaling to gradually elevate yourself to a more positive and empowered state. Choose power in goal setting and pursuits. When setting personal goals, ask yourself whether they align with your authentic self and if they contribute positively to your life and those around you. Hawkins argues that power comes from truth and integrity, so pursue goals that reflect your deepest values. By aligning your goals with your personal truth rather than external validation, you cultivate a lasting sense of fulfillment and motivation. Let go of attachments and negative emotions. Practicing Hawkins' principle of letting go is essential for personal development. Recognize when you're clinging to anger, disappointment, or unmet expectations, and consciously work to release these attachments. Try a simple exercise. When negative emotions arise, observe them without acting on them, letting them dissolve naturally. Letting go helps you to rise above these emotions, freeing up energy for higher consciousness pursuits. Engage in practices that elevate consciousness. Consistently engage in practices that elevate your consciousness, such as gratitude exercises, meditation, or acts of kindness. According to Hawkins, these practices reinforce high-energy states like love, joy, and peace, helping you operate from a place of power rather than force. Setting aside time for self-reflection, mindfulness, and spiritual exploration can aid in transcending lower consciousness states and connecting to your higher self. Align with positive, uplifting environments. Surround yourself with environments, materials, and people that foster higher consciousness. This might mean spending time in nature, engaging in creative pursuits, reading inspiring books, or listening to uplifting music. Hawkins believes that aligning with high-energy environments has a direct impact on our consciousness, helping us maintain a state of empowerment and positivity. Summary of practical insights from Power versus Force. Hawkins' work suggests that by consciously choosing power over force in relationships, work, and personal development, individuals can elevate their state of being and influence the world around them positively. Whether by aligning with integrity in interactions, choosing meaningful goals, or letting go of attachments, Hawkins encourages a path toward higher consciousness that fosters personal peace and collective harmony.